Hello, I am here with a great friend of mine. We've known each other for quite some time now, Latasha Diggs. Now, Latasha, for me, is a musician, a vocalist, a poet, a spoken word artist. And what you do kind of straddles every genre of music. So how do you define what it is that you do?
Nowadays, I say that I am a poet. I am a vocalist. And I am a relative.
And what do you mean by relative?
Relative meaning it keeps me in check in terms of my relationship to people I don't know, my relationship to the neighborhood, my relationship to insects, it's like we're all relatives. Okay. And it keeps me in check. That's the best way to say it. Like in terms of like, even when there's a huge indifference, it's like, okay, how would I want to be approached?
Okay.
You know, and so let me approach that person in the same way, in the manner that I want. Now, as a poet and a vocalist, to me, that it's the simple definition of what I do. I mean, the more expanded way would be like, I'm an interdisciplinary poet. I work with music, I work with my voice, I work with occasionally electronics, I work occasionally with video.
Right, because I've seen you at like when you were at, was it the Whitney? This is a few years ago.
Yeah.
And you were using the vocal manipulation and whatnot, and I thought that was so cool. It's like, look at her go. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like all of that. All of that, and then going just back to the basics, to the voice and to words. Yeah.
So let's start from the beginning. Where were you born?
I was born in Harlem.
Harlem girl?
Harlem.
Through and through?
Through and through.
Now, what was that experience like?
I mean, I would say my experience was challenging, to be nice about it. I got confirmation from two old neighbors because, you know, you live here too long, everybody knows something about you.
That's true.
You know? And if you really live here too long, they'll actually tell you some things about you that you don't even know.
That's
right?
Very true.
You know, it's...
Because I've seen that on this block.
Yeah. You know, like where it's just like... And I mean, and I can bear witness to that too, even looking at newcomers move in, particularly with their children, right? And so you see the children grow up. So but are they aware that, you know, there's people that have like watched you your entire life?
Well, it's that whole idea of the village raising kids.
Yeah, but sometimes the village doesn't raise the kids.
Well, we have more of a hands-off kind of approach.
Yeah, I mean, and I think also the village needs to be stable in order for the village.
Right.
You know.
Because some of the villagers you don't want anywhere near your
Listen,
kids.
some of the villagers are dysfunctional villages.
Yeah.
And the way I like to describe Harlem is that it depends on the block you come from. The block it's a different world from block to block. It could be really progressive. It could be really homeowners standing down firm. It could be really Pan-African. It could be real bougie.
Yeah.
It could be real gully. Yeah. You know, and I mean, and it depends on the block. And so I like to say my block was, you know, kind of teetering on gully. You know, you know, it's like what was confirmed was that I was born on the block.
Okay.
literally born on the stoop of building
Really?
144. Now, there was a neighbor who always said it, and I was just like, nah, that couldn't have been me. That must have been my little sister or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because I heard, some random story about how she fell on her head, and it was like, no, that was you. And I was like, no. And then another neighbor said, no, that was you. And I was like, and there's something romantic about that, but then something just utterly disturbing about that.
It's almost like a James Baldwin
Yeah.
novel or something.
Yeah. And then she added another note on that, and she was like, well, I'm not sure if you would, like to hear this, but your mother was drinking at the time. And I was like, okay. So my mom, and so I looked at her, I said, so my mom was drinking while she was pregnant with me? She was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. Answered a big question for me in terms of as to when exactly did my mother start drinking. I mean, I still don't have an affirmative date a year.
Sure.
But the fact that okay, me kind of assuming that, oh, she must have taken on this drinking problem after having us was
it was like no. Yeah.
No, she was
on her way.
And I was like, wow, and I mean, it's telling you something about that particular block and that particular village, right? What she did say was that, your mom went into labor. She had you right there on the stoop. Everybody was outside. And, and my mother, the lady who told me, because she at that time was a teenager witnessing this.
Oh, wow.
So she's now in her 60s, so she's just like, yeah, and, my mother, went across the street and they helped your mother and to get her to the hospital. So it was like, wow.
That's a crazy story.
Yeah. So it's very different from saying I was born in Harlem Hospital, which is what I would always say, because my birth certificate is from Harlem Hospital.
Right. They know.
I'm like, I was born in, and it's like, no, you wasn't, and and it's just like, and I mean, so it's just kind of like so many questions then about, well, what time of the day was it? If it wasn't that time.
Ironically, that kind of informs the work that you do.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It's almost like a reflection of you answering questions.
It does. And so, yeah, growing up in Harlem has always, I mean, the thing is, I love it. I love Harlem. I hate Harlem.
Look, you're preaching to the choir.
I mean,
I totally understand what you're saying.
And I mean, Harlem is a relative, right? Harlem is a relative where you're just like, you don't know if you're doing right one minute, you don't know if you're doing wrong one minute, right? It could be proud of you, and then it could long forget you, you know. I'll say that Harlem is like a boyfriend that you really need to break up with, but
somehow it's so comfortable.
Somehow it's so comfortable because it's so familiar. Right. The messiness is familiar. It's like I know exactly how to
maneuver the whole situation.
I know exactly how to go across the street. I know, and I'm like, it's like it's difficult breaking up with this dude, you know. But yeah, so I mean, the thing is, it's like, I have some nice memories, but they're going to take me some digging to go through.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I would say that for that block and me being raised on that block, I came out okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I came out okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's like, yeah.
And school-wise, what direction?
So I went to a local public school,
Mm-hmm.
PS 185 208, which was literally right down the block from me, right? And then I went to Booker T. Washington, which was over on Columbus
Mm-hmm.
in 107th Street. And I had some good teachers there that kind of saw that was a little different from everybody,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they encouraged me with my visual art. And so then I ended up going to LaGuardia High School.
That's what I was going to ask you. Where did all of this start? Yeah.
I went to LaGuardia High School
Mhm.
as a visual arts major, not as a vocal major,
Wow,
not as a
that's amazing.
Yeah.
And where did that come in? The vocal.
What I mean, the thing is, I had always kind of sung.
Mm-hmm.
I never had an opportunity to become part of a choir.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There was a choir at junior high school, but it was filled up. So I couldn't I couldn't join the choir.
Mm-hmm.
There was a horns section. I had been playing the clarinet. I enjoyed playing the clarinet, but the horns was filled.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't have room for me in the choir or in the horns, right? And this is when public education required music,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't an option.
Yeah, you had to.
You're gonna be stuck somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So they threw me in the strings, right? And so I started playing violin.
Oh, okay.
And I liked violin. I really did like violin.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up in the Manhattan Borough Orchestra, youth orchestra. I was second violin, you know, and then when it came time to audition for LaGuardia, that I kind of wish my mom would have just grabbed me by the hand and said, "You're going to that audition," because I had went to the first audition, which was portfolio day for visual arts.
Mm-hmm.
So I had been working on my portfolio with an after-school teacher from 54, drawing my little tigers and what
Mm-hmm.
have you. I got accepted. Now, what would have happened had I been accepted in the strings, I don't know. But
Right.
I kind of felt that I had blew my portfolio day
Mm-hmm.
because I'm looking at other kids' portfolios. And I mean, and that's the thing, you know, no one tells you. What was kind of beautiful about LaGuardia at that time, I think, was that, yes, there were students that were far more advanced,
Mm-hmm.
right? Students that had private teachers, you know, they
Sure.
were, you know, and so you see them and then I'm looking at my stuff like, there's no way I'm getting in here, right? And that in turn kind of like, I didn't want to go to the audition
Right.
the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom just didn't
Push
it.
Say, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, she should have pushed me, you
Yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, I ended up going there. It's not the best.
Really?
No, it was not. I mean, I did not have the best time there.
Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't. I ended up not graduating.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up getting my GED some years later. And then And then I ended up going to Borough Manhattan Community College, 2-year college, right? Which is basically, it's kind of like makeup for all of the years you kind of like, you know. And I worked hard, I busted my ass, I took my first poetry class. I was also really into Haitian art. So like I didn't necessarily return back to drawing. Like it was weird, like it was kind of like this moment of just, you know, so inactivity.
Like turn the chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I started writing poetry. I started writing music reviews. And it was the music reviews that led me to go back to school because I felt I wasn't as strong. I mean, everything I was doing was just kind of like, you know, and like someone said, "Oh, you're good at this. Here's this," you know. Of course, with the understanding in my head, like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
You know, yeah. And so it was like to go back to school to know what I was doing.
So where did music really creep into your work?
Music creeped back into my work via poetry.
Ah, okay.
Because I was reciting poems. And I was starting to recite poems with musicians. And, you know, that was fun. And then it was boring to me because I felt like, I'm just reading the poem. I want to do something else. And mind you, I knew that I could sing, but I was never given the opportunity to, and so I just started singing my poems, started scatting my poems, and it was just like, oh, okay, all right.
But that, whatever you started, it's taken you around the world.
Yeah.
Which is so impressive. You know, and it's beautiful how you just kind of rolled into that. Who were your musical influences?
My musical influences, I had to say Abby Lincoln and Ella Fitzgerald. I mean, Abby was such a songwriter. And I was just talking about this with somebody, and we were talking about one particular album, which is Abby. It's either Abby in Blue or Abby is Blue. And it's just an amazing, amazing album. And then Ella Fitzgerald, I mean, like in terms of vocally, that's who I'm attracted to. I mean, there's also Sun Ra and Art Ensemble of Chicago. And then there's all of my 80s, 90s joys like Depeche Mode and Bjork. But really,
But yeah, I can see Bjork.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I can see the influence of Bjork. Bjork is fierce.
Bjork is fierce.
Yeah.
Bjork is fierce.
And a lot of people really didn't get her.
No.
But she was really so ahead of her time.
Very much. Yeah. And so that's who,
So where would you like to see this take you? Where do you see this taking you?
My art?
Yeah.
I wonder some days. Because I think the world is very different.
Yeah.
Social media has created this thing that I just personally can't sustain. I think, like I was thinking about when I got here, and I was thinking about talking about like the Harlem Hustle.
Mm-hmm.
right? Like everybody comes to Harlem to hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody comes to New York to
Right.
hustle,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you ain't got that hustling gene,
You need to go somewhere
you
else.
need to go somewhere else. And as much as I love to say I'm from Harlem,
Mm-hmm.
I do not carry that gene. I do not carry
I don't really
that
carry it
gene.
either.
And
Or in certain circumstances, I might.
in certain circumstances, I
Mhm.
might, but for the most part, I don't have it. It tires me. It tires me out, and I think this world does not allow certain artists the freedom to do their work, to survive, to be successful in to the level that where they can sustain themselves. I'm not talking about multi-millionaire,
Right.
like where it's like they can live, they could travel, they could do their work, and they can thrive without having to hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think there's but so many people that are allowed to do that. I think,
Unfortunately, that is true.
yeah.
And I think the world we're living in now
Mm-hmm.
has made it almost impossible for artists
Mm-hmm.
because you're either feeding yourself into algorithms or what's trending,
Mm-hmm.
content,
Mm-hmm.
little like shorts,
Yeah.
no real
Yeah.
depth into
Yeah.
the situations.
Yeah. Like you need to be relevant all the time, and
Yeah, and that
I
gets
don't-
tiring.
I don't want to be relevant.
No.
I don't.
And also,
You know.
like, I know, like in my case with music,
Mm-hmm.
I'm over it. With this streaming, you make no money. It's slavery.
It's the worst.
Yeah, no, it's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest problem I have now, there's no artist development. And there's no artist loyalty. Like we used to follow people's careers and like couldn't wait for their next album to see where they've gone. Now it's so flash in the pan, the moment, you know, Tyler's happening today, somebody else is happening tomorrow, we'll never hear from Tyler again. You know, just all of these things, and it's only driven by this algorithm madness.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler, are you talking
She's
about?
at Water, that song.
Oh, her, the young South African girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, that's within pop, right? And it's like, I'm not pop. I'm never gonna be pop. It's like even when there was a moment of thinking, well, maybe I could be a songwriter and write some good pop music and make some money.
But there's a big but with that because they take advantage of songwriters.
Yeah.
You know, you're literally giving your stuff away.
Yeah. And in this time of streaming, you're making pennies.
Yeah, less than a penny on a stream. They were saying 1 million streams gets you $3,000. Can you believe that?
Oh.
That to me is obscene.
It's obscene.
And
it's obscene. And I mean, and the thing is, I think, I mean, this is going even further, you know, like away from music, but just in terms of what's going on now, just the age of subscription. Right. It sounded like a great idea when it was, right? But within the age of subscription, who is really making any money? It's only those the CEOs and what have you.
Right.
And then when you start going down the rabbit hole of subscriptions and you're like, follow the money, well, what do these CEOs support? You know, and then you're just kind of like...
Well, see, this is what they're saying. The music industry is basically run by people wanting to make money to invest in drones and weapons and all sorts of craziness, but it has nothing to do with the artist.
It has nothing to do with the artist.
They're just a byproduct.
Nothing to do with
and just
the
an
artist.
avenue, a tool for them to make money. And it's sickening. Because the billionaires are now buying into the music industry.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's just, it's absurd. It's absurd. So for me, I think I'm finally in a moment. I mean, I'm also in a very kind of vulnerable, kind of procrastinating moment, where it's like, you know, I should be working on the next book. I should be working on the next project, right? There's always the thing where it's like, okay, you got that out, now work on the next thing. And it's like, well, I'm still kind of processing the second book that I came, you know, it's like, it's not thing, but then also like, for how I work and how I like to work, finding opportunities in where I present my work in different ways, like going back to the music, going back to the visual art. It's like I've found video as an intriguing editing tool for my writing, right? And I'll create videos that are in conversation with something that I'm writing. And as I'm editing those videos, then I'm like, okay, then these new poems are arising from that. And it's like, okay, can I find a place, a platform, a group of people that will say, yes, do that, do everything that swarms in your head, right? And not, you know, so it's like, I write the book, yes, but I'm also dealing with sound, not necessarily things that are composed as songs, but they're sounds. Let me do that. Let me throw in video in that. Let me have an assistant to help me with all of that, because my eyes are a little old.
No, I totally understand, because now you have to be the manager, the business manager, the booking agent, all of this stuff you have to be. Besides being just the artist, it just strains you.
I mean, and that's always been the case. I mean, particularly like with like independent artists, right? You have to be everything. Like I know folks who basically they have an email account for somebody named Ego Man, right? And Ego Man is their manager, but we know that it's them.
Right.
But basically, they've created these little, like, my publicist is Raven, but it's all me.
Right.
Right? But that's the only way outside will take you seriously, if you have these things in place. But you know you don't really have those things in place. It's just,
but that's even still speaking to the present. But I know, like, when I came up, you know, well, first of all, I'm a product of, you know, record companies doing everything. And there was a certain amount of freedom in that, because you didn't have to worry about certain things, although they were probably ripping you off left and right. But it was just that you were free to create, even though at a cost.
At a cost.
But does it cost you more then, or does it cost you more now? Because everything you have to do now, for me, it just interferes. For instance, I don't have it. I can't do it anymore.
I mean, it's a thing where I know I can't do it. I know that, some people will be like, yo, I'd rather do it than give the record company all my masters, which is often the case back,
Right.
Usually it was like you almost never kept your masters
Right.
with record companies. Like that was, for you to keep your masters, that was a
huge deal.
Huge deal.
I mean, they kill people behind those masters.
Yeah. And so like, yeah, you do all of these things. I mean, I think it's, what's very, very clear is that no one can do it entirely on their own.
No. And
no one can
coming from New York, especially, building a team is near impossible.
Yeah.
Because everybody's on their own grind,
Everybody's
and everybody's got their own agenda of what they want and how they want it done.
So I mean, like that little publication, right? Now, I went ahead and asked for it to be reprinted, and that I would pay for the reprinting, right? Because it wasn't going to come out of the institution, but they've given me permission to reprint it. So, like, as long as I got money, I could keep it out in the world. But in terms of like the layout, the design of that, I couldn't have done that.
No.
Right? That was because the institution had that in place.
Right.
They had someone on staff to edit. They had someone like they could and so like in terms of like the design, that's essentially owned by the institution. But in terms of but I wouldn't have been able to do that on my own. Like to actually find like, I mean, I kept on saying to the designer, I was like, girl, you put your foot in this. And I'm like, but in the back of my head, I'm like, how much did this cost? Like, how much did you charge? Because it's like,
you do have to think about
you do have to think about those things. Yeah.
So.
And that if you want something of that quality, you're going to have to pay for it.
There you go.
If you want something of that quality, if you want somebody to be that attentive,
you gotta pay for it.
To your work, right? Because that's another thing. You could get somebody, but if they're not really
100%
in,
you can forget it. And I don't like favors. Don't do me a favor, because that always comes at a price, and it's not a good price. So what are you working on presently?
Presently, I'm working on staying alive.
Preaching to the choir.
I mean, I'm working on staying alive. Right now, presently, I am teaching. I teach at Brooklyn College. I teach in their MFA program. I have 7 students. Doesn't sound like a lot, but for what I do with them, it is a lot. I teach one-on-one tutorials. So that's one-on-one time with each student, an hour. That's
a lot.
Yeah. And it's great. I mean, it's a lot of work. But I find it really enriching to me, and I hope to them, because I focus solely on them when I'm meeting with them. It's not, it's very different from the traditional workshops where everybody's work is given a set amount of time. There's not really, and everybody's in the room. It's also great because I have conversations with them. I check in with them to see how they're doing, where their spirit is, or this and that and that. If there are things that I can offer in terms of advice, in terms of someone they need to talk to, you know, things that are not really in my job description, but like I can point them in that direction.
But do you have anything on the horizon that you are even thinking about doing creatively?
Creatively, I need to get back to my third manuscript.
Okay.
My third manuscript, which is about the New York club scene in the 90s and being a music video extra.
That's so fascinating. Yeah. Okay.
So that's what it's been. There was somebody that was interested in it. I haven't followed up with them because I need to do some whittling and editing, that's the next thing on my horizon.
Okay. All right, I'm going to shift gears now.
Okay.
How do you define success?
Ooh.
And for yourself, I mean.
For myself. I mean, right now, because I had one hell of a housing battle, success is peace of mind. Success is feeling settled in a place where you do not have to worry. You're not concerned about the roof falling, or you're not concerned about where the rent is coming. Success is being happy with myself. Knowing that my friends, my relations are in a good place, right? That my family is in a good place. Success is being able to wake up in the morning and make a cup of coffee. Yeah, you know.
Excuse the clanking in the background. We're in
It's
Harlem.
radiator.
That's the heat. That's the radiator. Good old steam heat.
Which I miss.
Yeah.
I miss. I'm like, oh, I need the radiator heat. I'm like.
But what it sounds like success for you is comfort, peace, stability, which I think is, for me, that's success also. To have peace of mind, to be able to think about what I would like to create.
Yeah.
And not to have all of these things swirling around me, just taking away from my vision.
Yeah. The one thing I did this year, which was huge, and it was a result of the housing battle. I paid off all of those student loans.
Nice.
Everyone, every dime. And I mean, in my head, I still haven't properly celebrated that. But it feels so good to just be like
free.
Free. You know, and it's like, I don't have to worry about that anymore. I don't have to like.
Yeah, no,
like
it
it's
frees
just
up
like
space.
it's just like whoa, wow, like whoa, you know, to get that message from the credit report saying you have successfully, you know, cleared what you're like. You know, there's just so much like.
Yeah, there's so much out there that you're missing out on. Yeah, and sometimes, you know, it's just a matter of exposure. And a lot of our kids don't have the exposure that they really need.
I mean, we don't, growing up where I grew up, right? Like, I'll have this conversation with the photographer, Dawood Bey, because he loves to tell the story about the Studio Museum of Harlem when he first went there as a child. And I guess when he first went there as a child, he went with his mother, and his mother was going in there not because of art, but because they were hosting an information session on becoming a foster parent.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking long.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't studio
Right.
now.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and so he was with his mother because she was going there for that. And then he looked around like, what was this? You know? And so that one little drop happened. I like to joke and say that the Studio Museum has been there, but I never entered it as a child, right? I never did. Like, no one.
The first time
no one took me there.
The first time I went there, I was probably 19.
Okay.
And I remember it being just one small room. It was,
wow. Okay.
It wasn't very large.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And
So
it was very basic at that point.
So that probably might have been the one on Fifth Avenue.
No,
it was out there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So I mean, I was like, but the funny thing about it is that what did I go to routinely? That's right next door to Studio Museum of Harlem?
What?
The welfare office.
Okay.
With my mother.
Okay.
Right? It's this. So I mean, and the thing is, and I've found that always such a funny juxtaposition. Where the Studio Museum is literally right next door to the welfare office. You walk outside of the Studio Museum and you look to your right. There's the welfare office.
I know exactly
right
where you were
there,
talking about. Yeah.
Right. And it's funny how many folks who frequent Studio Museum, right, are unaware
that's right there.
That's right there.
Yeah.
Right. And I've always said it's very telling in terms of like the two worlds that exist right next door to each other, but they ain't got nothing to do with each other.
Right.
Right. I mean, you know, we have all of these institutions in Harlem, which I think it goes back to me talking about, like, it depends on the block, right? I mean, I didn't know about National Black Theater when I was growing up. I didn't know about Dance Theater of Harlem when I was growing up. I mean, the folks that I lived with on that block, it was as if like, and it's deep that Harlem is like that, because right around the corner
you have all of this stuff, and
you know, and so people will just naturally assume that, well, since I'm from Harlem, and it's like, it's not exactly, it's not
it's not that simple.
It's not that simple. It's not that simple. And like you said, it has to be somebody who invites you.
Yeah. And
takes you
expose there. You, wants to show it to you.
Yeah.
All right, so this is my last question.
Yeah.
What would you like your legacy to be?
Oh.
That's a deep one, I know.
That's a deep one. Yeah. I mean, my legacy. I'm only laughing because I've heard this word being used for people who, you know, like, no tea, no shade. It's just like mad respect to what they're doing. But like, they'll talk about like their legacy. But when talking about their legacy, is void anything that was established before that person even stepped foot. Right. So I think my legacy, it will involve a lot of folks saying, Latasha always recognized who was there before her. That it was always about, like, you need to know this, this,
Mm-hmm.
or that Latasha was very concerned with the hands-on things of just maintaining, because as she says, as Latasha will say, I don't want you to be me when you're my age,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, not that I'm saying I'm a mess or anything,
No,
but
I
like
totally
meaning like
understand.
it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to have a Roth IRA.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to set up a Roth
Mm-hmm.
IRA now. Even that you don't even know what it means, I want you to set it up now,
Mm-hmm.
because it's going to mean something when you're my age.
Yeah.
When you're my
I
age,
totally
you'll get
understand
it.
that. Yeah.
Like, it's just like, I want you to have a life insurance. Like, it's like really
Practical,
I want
financial
stuff.
or just survival.
Survival stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, you know, I mean, I want you to put some money aside. Okay, you don't think you're ready. I want you to start putting them in little CDs.
Mm-hmm.
Put them in a 5-year CD.
Mm-hmm.
Put the money aside.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to put together, you know, a high yield savings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like things that really I'm only just starting to get together within the past 5 years or so.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because, you know, like it was just kind of like there was something, you know, I mean, I might have had a savings, but then the savings got blown with the housing battle. And then it was like, okay, how am I going to
Mm-hmm.
like, it's like
No, sure.
all those years
Mm-hmm.
of saving, and then it's like, okay.
But your legacy,
Mm-hmm.
I think, well, for me, it's going to be more than that.
Okay.
Only because you've left a record.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Something people can refer to and learn from,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is also important, that you put a footprint on the earth.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of people that just skate by and they don't leave shit behind, and it's
Yeah.
like, who were you? What did you do?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, but I still feel like, I mean, there's a part, I mean, but it also goes back to that thing of like, you know, feeling like sometimes feeling that being relevant is part of the legacy. And that's what I don't
Mm-hmm.
want. I think some folks get too carried away with wanting to be relevant.
Sure.
I want my work to be acknowledged,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Well, and also relevance is so fleeting.
It's fleeting.
And who cares about that?
Mm-hmm.
It's really about, like I said, the footprint you left.
Mm-hmm.
And that can't be shaken, it can't be changed,
Mm-hmm.
it can't be reinterpreted, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you've definitely put down some serious footprints on this earth.
Okay.
And people are going to learn from it.
Thank you.
Well, Latasha, it was definitely a pleasure.
Thank you.
And also what's really interesting is that I got to know you better,
Okay.
know you more,
Okay.
even though I've known you for years.
Uh-huh.
But that's what I love about these interviews,
Uh-huh.
is because, you know, you find out things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So thank you.
Thank you.